And there it is! Sutton United of the GM Vauxhall Conference have put out First Division Coventry City, winners of the FA Cup themselves less than 2 years ago. And what a moment to enjoy for the fans of this Surrey side. They've had their moments before, but never one like this. But the whistle goes now. Delight for Sutton United. Sutton United, the National League, are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. No longer English football's perennial non-league club. A 123-year crescendo reaches a new peak for Sutton United, who are promoted to the Football League for the first time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. I'm going to stop with the Spanish introduction because we've finally fallen out of the charts in Spain. It was number 240 odd last week, but it's now dropped out completely. So no more Spanish. Still don't know why it was in the charts in Spain, but hey, we take our victories wherever we can get them. So a couple of little bits of housekeeping. It's the quiz night is actually sold out, so good luck to everyone tomorrow for a nice, jolly Matt Gray quiz night. I'm sure he'll be in a great mood. And joining me to talk about that, performance was good, but the result was rubbish, is some battle-hardened veterans who are well used to this kind of thing. We've got Jared. Hello, Jared. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, Mike. You all right?
Very well, thank you very much. And we've also got Dan from Gandemonium. Hi, Dan.
Evening, mate. How you doing?
Very good. So, from the subdued sounds, you've seen highlights since, have you? Even though I said don't watch those goals.
I saw the goals in my nightmares last night, so I need to put the highlights.
I did flick through them. I couldn't even face the whole 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I just flicked through, found the goals, watched them. I didn't watch their winner either because it was there in front of me last night. So yeah. I didn't want to see it again.
Okay, well, we'll come on to all of that in a moment. But let's go with fun. Before the game, I did forget to do my Fan Hub lineup. But the only change I was hoping for was Omar to come in, and he did, which I found it odd because I've had various conversations with different people, not just on here, but different people where obviously a lot of young uns especially rate strikers purely on goals. And on their commentary last night, they were like, well, he's not very prolific. He only scored 4 goals last year and 1 only this year. And I was like, I swear I can't be the only one. I know I'm not. If you were choosing your Sutton United team to face any team in any situation, it's going to be Omar +1, even though he's not prolific. Would you agree, not agree? You're both nodding, which is great for audio.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with that. I mean, this is the thing. People talk, like you say, a lot of people just measure on goals these days. And if you're not like Messi or Ronaldo, then it's instantly your shit. I mean, Maxime Biamu, when he was with us, he was a huge part of what we did, but would only get 8-9 a season. It was just, he's just your pivot. He's your focal point. He's the guy that you play up to or you play off of. You don't even have to play up to him. You know, he's just a pest.
Yeah, he's
just a nightmare for Oppo defenders. So, you know, it's not all long ball stuff either. You know, he can come deep and pick up the ball and run at people. He set up Randall's second last night with the picking it up in midfield and battling through and putting the little ball in for him. So, you know, there's a lot he gives us. And when he's not there, you notice it. You really, really notice it.
Yeah. Jared, do you want to come in? Well, I think you've just lost your speaker. I think you've just lost your microphone, Jared. I can see you talking, but we can't hear you there. No.
Probably in Welsh anyway, so we wouldn't have understood.
What I was going to say is it was also things like when we're defending corners, he's there back and like, often the ball gets to him in the penalty area. Yeah, I can now hear a weird noise coming out of your computer, Jared. I'm just going to take you off for a second. and make sure it was. Yeah, it was him. It looks like he's in prison in the corner of our screen. So obviously, fucking little bars there. But I mean, him coming in was a no-brainer. Again, it's not necessarily criticising Kwame, but it's he's not quite there yet without what we need from him.
No, I think with Kwame, he's done a job. But as Matt said as well, you can see he didn't play football for the best part of the season last year with an injury. He's still coming up to speed, I think. But but having Omar back last night, with his customary yellow card as well.
Oh, yeah, we'll get onto that. But we had 85 of you there. Again,
a bit more than that.
Yeah, again, not entirely sure if they're counting those on who buy on the day. I think that was one suggestion put forward. Jared,
they did that last year. They announced some crowd, and loads of us bought on the day, and it was 30, 40 more than it actually was.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got sound from Jared.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Omar?
I think Dan said, and goals happen because of Omar. He's a pest. He gets at people. He creates chances. He worked beautifully for. That goal can only happen because of the kind of thing that Omar brings when he's on the squad. He was my first 3 picks of the team when he's fit.
Okay, I think we might have to give up with you because it is doing the funny voice. It does prove what they said about, as I say, Safari though. So sorry, Jared, it's just not coming across, and it can't really hear what you're saying. We'll catch you another time. I'll take you out. Sorry, mate. Speak to you soon.
All right, speak to you soon,
Jared.
Good.
As I said, I've had it recently with other guests, and I was like, "This is coming up for renewal soon. Why is it going so bad?" And they first said it's the browser, and I'm like, "No, I'm not having that." And then they said, "Yeah, this person was definitely using Safari." And then I did a bit of research and found that actually everyone was using Safari that it happened to. So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh well.
So we took the lead early. So we were bringing the game to them. Randall with a very well worked goal, and I think Wilson, Donovan.
Yeah, Donovan got him behind, got some byline, pulled it back, and just it was perfect that we'd kind of drawn them all to that side, and when he laid it back, Will just had all the time he wanted to pick his spot. Really, it was a good goal. It was prior to that, practically our first attack as well.
Yeah. Well, prior to that, Jack made a great save as well.
Yeah.
I think I messaged you at the sort of 20 minutes in saying this could be 3 or 4 at the moment. And we were all on top of it. We were all over them. There were loads of chances. Their keeper had made several good saves. I kept thinking of Gavin and Stacey because I kept saying Bryn. I was like, I'm sure that's the name of the bloke on Gavin and Stacey. But yeah, it was good chances for both sides. I mean, it did look a very entertaining game for.
I mean, they're pretty much as they were last year. They're very good with the ball, moved it superbly. They played very, very well between the lines, cause you a lot of problems, especially when they're sat in front of your back, your 18-yard box. They kind of just pop it backwards and forwards, and they're just trying to pull you out and find that gap so they can get someone in. They're a good side to watch. They're nowhere near as good at the back as they were last year, and I mean they weren't incredible last season. We opened them up 2 or 3 times ourselves, took the lead. The equaliser was on the break. It's one of those games where you look at the stats, and we'll probably have, I haven't checked, but we probably had about 30-35% possession again last night. And it was back to one of those kind of whatever, you can have the ball, but if you're not doing anything with it. We looked really comfortable until their first goal. Yeah, I mean, we were doing the whole everyone behind the ball, shuffling across, just doing everything right. You mentioned earlier Omar's yellow. I mean, looking at it again, I've not really watched any replays of it or anything, but looking at it, it could have gone either way.
Could have gone Omar red, could have gone their player a yellow. There was definitely something happened, and their player pushed Omar. He kind of got up and went towards him, and then the bloke dropped down like a sack of spuds. But I felt that potentially their bloke should have got the yellow for the push on Omar while he was down. But yeah, it was quite a long time the referee was deliberating over it.
Yeah, it was a weird one because the ref was that side, and he probably had, out of anybody, he was pretty much looking straight at it. He had no one in his way. He had no one sort of, obscuring his view of it. So he either wasn't just paying attention, and then when it all booted off, and then there was all the to-ing and fro-ing, I think the time was he kind of just, maybe he thought something had happened, but because he didn't see it directly himself, he couldn't give any like a definitive decision. So that's why he called the linesman over, and he stood talking to the linesman for 2 or 3 minutes, and he was like far side of the pitch with about 20 players between him and the ball and the incident. So expecting him to bail him out was never going to work.
Well, he could have just been doing that to just give himself a couple of minutes just to go.
Exactly. Yeah. Just to let all
I mean,
the bullshit die down, all the handbags, and then he was just going to give a yellow card anyway.
What was definite is that Omar did react to the push.
Yes.
So you could see that, and that was that's a definite. But yeah, we could have gone either way. We either got away with one, or that we didn't get enough there as well. But then our Walsall man Tyrese Shade took a shot, which I think may have caught a deflection, and I'm not sure, but whatever it was, Rose had one of those keeper moments where. Everyone's an expert. He should have, as he was kneeling down, he should have tucked his foot behind him so the ball couldn't roll under, and all sorts of other wonderful
get his
things.
Body down behind it, and all the rest of that. It's
one of those things that isn't going to happen very often in someone's career. He's hopefully he's done it now. That's it.
I mean, you've got to feel sorry for him because it's one of them things, though. Even if Kobe did get a flick on it, like a toe on it, and then that's what's just made it squeeze through, everyone's going to look at that and they're just going to blame the keeper. Your keeper's going to get the stick for that all day long, and you feel a bit sorry for Jack because he's really come into his own in the last few games, put in 2 or 3 really good performances. We signed a keeper on deadline day, and then
from Swindon,
ironically, which he got shit for because they're all saying he was better than him, and then. Yeah, the sort of first serious game after deadline day, he does that. It's like, oh, come on, Jack, give yourself a chance, mate.
And then, I mean, I can't remember who sang the song, but if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. We then had Eastie slicing a clearance away into Louis' face. To drop at the feet of, let's just pick a random Swindon player that you wouldn't want it to drop at their feet. Johnny Williams couldn't have landed to any of the others. You would have half a chance. But
probably if it had landed at anyone, they'd have just either probably blazed it or screwed it wide. But he's one of those players that, if the lad wasn't made out of biscuits, he wouldn't be playing for Swindon, would he? In the 4th division. He ran the game last night. He was superb.
Yeah, you don't like us. I don't know if he does it in every game, but
we're probably the only side he's ever bloody fit against, I would have guessed.
2-1, and we're sort of pulling our. Well, I'm not pulling my hair out, but you get the idea.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Randall did say that he was trying all night, and it didn't seem to work. That he was running on, then stopping and turning and doing a full circle and then carrying on. It's like, why are you doing that? And then the ball came to him and it worked absolutely perfectly. And he's like, oh, that's why you're doing it. Beautiful goal.
It's cracking hit.
Yeah, wasn't sure when he hit it from that far for a split second. I thought, what the hell is he? Oh, wow, it's a goal. So wonderful. They felt he was running over to celebrate with his family in the stands. It was like, that's where the Sutton fans are. Great goal. Pull it back to 2-2. I think there was a couple other chances after that, but it all got through to half time. and a little bit of a reset. And then I think Josh had a chance, and Eastie had a glorious chance.
Yeah, he had to hit the target with that. I mean, from where he was, blazing it over, it was a sitter, really.
It was just, again, the game was never going to live up to like the first half.
No,
So
no. I mean, we adjusted slightly. Again, they had a lot. Again, they had a lot of ball, but that never tends to bother us. We're quite happy to do, let people have possession. It's just what you do with the ball. And yeah, they put us under a lot of pressure, and they put balls in the box. But Jack didn't really have a serious save to make. That I might be wrong, but I can't recall him having a serious save to make second half.
Yeah.
Their
fans, as we was talking to their guy last week, they're a strange bunch, because 60 minutes and they did some substitutions and they were booing. I think the guy who'd been out injured, who was doing well, but he'd been out injured, so obviously a planned it's only going to be 60 minutes.
We actually said when they did the first sub, I think it was the number 10 was the lad, and barring Williams, we were actually saying he's probably been, barring the Williams in midfield, he's probably been their best player. He's caused us a load of problems, and they brought him. Obviously, I didn't know he'd been out injured. So yeah, perfectly understandable sub for them.
Yeah,
but I mean, they were doing it as well when they were doing the setting up for the short stuff out from the back.
Yeah, the goal kicks,
and they were booing them because we don't want to play that fanny football.
Yeah,
get it up the pitch, and you're like, well, hang on, lads, we were lumping shite last year for booing it, and then the keeper does it 3 times in a row and punts it straight in the stand.
Straight out. It's just like, okay, why you? And after the third time that they did it, why would you boo? You'd think, actually, you know what? Let's just try that for a minute.
Yeah. Actually, we're really good in midfield with the ball at our feet, and we're pinging it around. Why are you trying to launch it 60, 70 yards against a team with, Louis and Kobe at the back? Aren't the smallest lads. Kizzy's not small either. So you're launching balls up to a couple of forwards who weren't the biggest. So, there was a couple of times they were pinging it wide and just in for a flick, and it's well, hang on, we do that, and we're long ball garbage.
Long ball, yeah.
And yet, you've got these guys who last year were slagging us off about the football we played, and admittedly, when they get the ball down and they do play some lovely stuff, but if that's their system, then you kind of got to stick to it. But yeah, when they're booing them, playing short, probably because we actually were pressuring them really well when they were doing that. So that's probably what was frustrating a bit, I think.
Well, I think they've drawn most of their games, and I think they're getting a bit umpy with all the draws. Yeah, I think before last night they'd won 1, lost 1, and drawn 5. So I think that's why they were doing it, because they wanted a win. But then the loudest cheers of the night that I heard was when we subbed off Omar. Their fans were like proper cheering. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
They weren't. They didn't take to him. I think because of the earlier incident, first half, which he only got the yellow for. Which, to be brutally honest, it happened at our end. So most of them won't have seen it clearly. It just would have been the two standing up and their guy going down in a heap. So, they just. I guess they just didn't like he puts himself about. Yeah, he does live in Swindon.
Yeah. So
he's local. So
he's strutting around the Sainsbury's, telling everyone he's gonna score. What I did like it, a couple of times, it was cracking me up a little bit. When it was getting interesting with their players and him, it was Will coming up and kind of sticking up for his mate, and I'm like, oh, Will's about a foot smaller than you.
No disrespect to Will, but if I want someone backing me up from that side, I don't think Will's going to be my first choice.
Yeah.
I want Kobe or Lewis piling in.
But then we kind of was potting around to half time. We then made our substitutions. You could see there was people questioning it at the time. But again, Matt explained in his interview they were all planned. Difficult because obviously it's a different game and everything, but Killian, the ball wasn't sticking at his feet. Enzio, the ball wasn't sticking at his feet. And it just invited that pressure on. Charlie, obviously, there's only a few minutes on the pitch and he was eager to make an impression. There was once he had a good run, but I think he just got overexcited and possibly could have held onto the ball, but nothing came of that. And then the magic, wonderful 6 minutes. What the hell?
Probably should change our club name to 6 Added Minutes United.
Yeah,
it's every bloody week.
Claire made a valid point that Gander Green Lane, it's always 6 minutes, and has anyone actually checked the scoreboard to make sure it does work? Other than showing 6.
Board work.
Yeah, but this was away, so we have to assume it works. And unlike other weeks, which yes, there's criticism, but I think the last 3 times we've seen the game out. We've done well.
Yeah.
I mean, this time.
To be honest, again, last night we didn't look in any. Like I say, they put us under pressure. Yeah, fair play. But Jack hadn't really had a save to make. You know, we defended well. The back line defended well. I think, as you say, I don't think the subs helped us really. No one really had an impact or, added anything when they came on, really. But again, still, we didn't look particularly ragged or in great danger. That free kick, we blocked the free kick out. Second ball, just didn't get out. And I mean, if I'm going to be harsh, I don't think we got out and just closed the guy down quick enough. We just gave him all the time he wanted to ping the ball in, and the guys got ahead and got fair play, good header. But it's just disappointing that having spent 45 minutes defending balls into the box, that one in so late, that the guys just got that sort of half a yard to get his head on it.
Yeah, you could argue as well the free kick. I think that was the one where they took it about 20 yards up the pitch from where it was. But when you're lumping it forward that far, does it make that much of a difference where it's from? I mean,
the thing is, the lad had a shot and thumped it into the wall. So it's kind of, once you've dealt with that initial threat, you've got to deal with sort of the next seconds. It turns into another phase of play, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Then reset and deal with that, and we didn't really.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a difficult one because it is a good performance, and I'd say most teams, if you get 2 goals away from home, you're coming away with a point at least.
Yeah.
So, and with the luck on our side, all 4 of our games away could have gone completely different. We could be talking different, different season altogether.
You could definitely be sat here with at least another 4 or 5 points from away games. But I mean, there's just been silly things that we're not seeing. Doncaster and last night not seeing games out, and it's a point of where we're not. You can go to games and come away from them thinking, all right, we had our moments, but they probably deserve to edge that, or you've been battered for 90 minutes, and even if they nick one then in the last minute, you kind of go, oh well, it was probably coming. But we haven't really had anyone away from home where we've been outplayed on when we've not been in the game. We've been in every game we've played away from home so far. And unfortunately, we've only got the 1 point, which is
frustrating.
Yeah. That seems to be the key word at the moment.
Yeah, there's lots of similarities to last season. I mean, I do definitely remember last season being like every game we've got a story to tell. We're unlucky. And you just said there was. I think last season it was actually only when we got to Swindon at home was the first time we're like, oh, okay, yeah, they absolutely wrecked us. But no team so far has really made us go, yeah, we don't, we shouldn't have been anywhere near that pitch. But it will turn. I'm sure it will turn. To be honest,
yeah, it's
just
cyclical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It will spin over, but it's frustrating when you scored 2 goals away from home. On Christ's sake, two good goals as well. But
2 bloody good goals as well. Probably 2 of the better goals we've scored away from home this year.
Yeah, with our long ball,
and it gets you nothing. It's just but that's football for you, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Well, I've got even better news for you. You've got to try and think of some players to add to the player of the day.
Okay.
I've written some down, but go on.
Let me guess. Will Randall's one of them.
I didn't actually write Will Randall down, but because
Michael.
Because I didn't feel I needed to. That's a given. He's definitely in the thing.
Okay,
So some other players. So who else do you think? Now I'm just going to clarify.
I thought Harry was
player of the day. Is any reason you like? It doesn't actually.
Okay.
It's not necessarily best player on the pitch. It could be, I don't know, Easty kicking it into Louis' face because it was funny. No, it wasn't funny because it caused the goal. But it's the only example I could think of at the moment.
You've got to have Omar for the comedy because he's the pantomime villain at comedy.
Yeah.
To be serious, I thought Harry was excellent. Certainly first half. Tired a little bit second half, but again, as Matt said, he'd had a knock and not trained a lot, so last week or so. But yeah, he was superb. Trying to think who else. What do you normally need? 4?
One more. I'm going to say a name.
Yeah.
And I know people will be like, what? But apart from the one mistake, I thought Jack had a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if that ball had gone through the legs of Omar up front, it wouldn't stick in your mind.
Yeah, it's. First minute we let them in, and he stood up strong and made a really, really good save. Yeah. So we could have been 1 down rather than been 1 up after 5 minutes. So throw Jack in there. I mean, his overall performance was perfectly fine.
It would be interesting to see how many people can look past the goal.
that's the life of a goalkeeper, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a foregone conclusion, and we will. So it's almost pointless, and it doesn't actually matter if I remember to do it or not this week. Yay! So very, very quickly, Hartlepool, which I really badly organised. I realised yesterday, oh shit, I haven't got a guest. So I went to young Jack, who was on last time, because I thought that would be hilarious to have young Jack on, who all I want to do is see Hartlepool once at Wembley before I'm old. And he's like, you're about 10. But he was unavailable, and he did put a tweet out, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get anyone. So it's just you and I doing the Hartlepool preview. They've not had a great season.
Jeff Stelling not free.
No, Jeff is not free. He was quite expensive, to be fair.
What do you mean appearance fees?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till you see my invoice, mate.
Yeah, I'll pay you 4 times what I paid you last time. Yeah. But they've not done very well this season, and it's possibly a surprise. I don't pay a huge attention to what's going on elsewhere, but seeing them down there, I was like, well, I didn't really expect that. Rochdale, I didn't think that great last year. So it wasn't.
Yeah, Rochdale. Surprised. I think most people looked at Rochdale and thought, they're 5 best players, and also the 5 guys who played the most games for them last season all left. So, and they didn't really recruit anyone. They didn't, none of their recruitment jumped out at you. So I think everyone expected them to struggle a bit. Whereas Hartlepool were a bit weird because they had the new gaffer in, but he also brought a lot of players in from sort of Scottish football. So a lot of people didn't really know much about who they were signing. So it was, they were a bit of a toss-up. I mean, typically most people reacted that way and just went, bottom 5. So a bit like us, really.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
One player.
they're one of those sides that some people might have said, oh no, they might be all right, and others went, no, they'll be shit. So
Well,
I'm not been stunned that they've not had a great start, but
I wasn't expecting them to be down there. But someone had said, and this was before last night. I don't even know where it exists on the football web pages, but they do like a prediction, apparently.
the predicted table thing.
Yeah. Is it on the table? Oh yeah, you know
It's
what?
usually tables, and I think it's a setting. The predicted tables. You get some
but they
hilarious stuff
apparently
on there.
had said that we were going to win. We're going to lose to Swindon 1-0, and we were going to win against Hartlepool 6-0. They've changed that to 4-0.
Oh yeah, because we lost 3-2.
Yeah. So apparently, according to them, that we've got a 93.9% chance of winning. Now, I have said that we're going to give a team a beating soon. I don't know who. I'm not saying it will be Hartlepool, but I found it interesting that suddenly they're predicting us to batter teams like that. But I wonder if it's that more to do with them than it is to do with us. Because I know we scored 4 last year a couple of times, but I don't remember last time we scored more than that in the league.
Yeah, we're a tight side. We're not free scoring. Let's just say
no.
We just get the job done.
Efficient. You don't need to waste.
Efficient, exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to waste those goals. 1-0 is just as good as 5-0.
Yeah, exactly. No, how many times you go and slap someone 6-0 and then go and lose 1-0 the next week, or and miss and miss about 5 chances.
Yeah,
and that's the Sutton United way as well.
Exactly. It's what we like. But yeah, so what are your thoughts? Are you expecting a big reaction?
You'd hope that a home win, because then with the way the away form is at the moment, home games just become that bit more important. You've got to keep racking the wins up at home. As Matt says, make it a fortress. Get the wins at home. Just keep your points ticking over that way until you can start finding your results on the road. I hope we'll get 3 points. I mean, I've got to work, so I can't go. So we will definitely win about 5-0 now.
Oh my God!
So yeah, we will definitely win it. But usually when I don't get to go, it's a good win.
Who's in the blog? It's not me.
I don't know. I haven't sorted that yet.
Oh, okay.
I need to. I've got a couple of people. I'm starting to put the Putin on just to see if we can get them to do it.
It's definitely not me. I haven't organised a theme song or anything.
Sorry, mate, but I've given you
copyright claims. I can't believe I had copyright claims.
Really?
And they listened.
Brilliant.
They listened and went, "Yeah, no one's making any money out of that. It's fine. use what you like, sunshine."
I could have told you that when you first played it to me, mate.
Norman Fatboy Slim went, have it. Just
yeah.
Don't knock on my door
if
again.
I sue him and that goes to court, they'll have to play that publicly. And then everyone hears it, and then my career is ruined.
Yes, that would be love. I'd almost love that, actually. But I am the Pizza Cup master, honestly. Right, so we'll wrap it up eventually there. Sorry, I've kept you a bit longer.
That's all right, mate. No worries.
Are a couple of other things. Obviously, the tickets to Wimbledon have just been announced. It's only 1,200. I know some people are already kind of antsy about the number of season tickets and who's going to take them up, and whether it's the fairest way, but it's the only way at the moment. Hopefully,
unfortunately,
hopefully everyone gets sorted, or some Wimbledon friends who can help you out. But they're not looking forward to it. I saw that exchange with one of their podcasts.
Yeah,
and they were like, they're definitely not looking forward to it because I think they said they've won. Was it 3 times in 27 or something?
Yeah, I think it was like 3. It was 3 in 27 or 28, something like that at home. Because they were saying not dreading this fixture, and I went, "Have you seen our away form?" And then the lad came back with, we've won 3 in 20 whatever, and it's like you win.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not great
fine.
away
Fair
from
enough.
home, we're
No
not that
problem.
shit.
Yeah, but yeah, so we've obviously got the Hartlepool match this weekend. We've got Leyton Orient in the Magic Pizza Cup, which I'm definitely not slapping over to Leyton Orient. I don't mind the Pizza Cup, but I think Andy has said he's coming on that one for me because he's definitely going. So I was like, thank you, Andy. But yes, thanks for your time. Thank
No
you,
problem,
Jared,
mate, anytime.
who's gone.
Get a decent
and
browser, Jared.
Yes. Yeah, I can't use Safari apparently. So who knew? Who knew Apple were rubbish? I honestly didn't know that. That was news to me. See lots of you on Saturday, not Dan, because he won't be there. So we'll have a nice big win in his honour.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks a lot, guys.
No.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
United!